Hello and welcome to this week's Positive Recovery with Corinna, being made for you for www.sobertownpodcast.com and my YouTube channel Positive Living with Sobriety and Disability. So I'm just going to dig into my jar for this week's. Let's have a little look. Goals. Okay, so this week's subject is about goals. You gotta have them. I know we talk very much about living in the here and now, and that is really, really important because we can't change the past. Sometimes we have to spend some time there, though, unpacking it, unpicking it, working through it in order to let it go. We can't always just let things go and move on. We have to work through a lot of stuff. So it is important, to do that. But then we really need to focus in the now. We have to accept we can't change what's gone. And we can't always predict what's going to happen in the future. And when we spend lots of time planning our future, we kind of miss out on the now. Now, in the course that I did recently, the Buddhist retreat that I did, she talked quite a lot about karma. And about karma isn't about what goes around comes around. We shouldn't use it in a nasty way. It's for the good. And in Buddhist beliefs, they believe that we go through many lifetimes and that we are just in our being for now. We can come back as anything else. But everything we sow in each lifetime continues to the next. So whatever we are reaping now is has been caused by something that we've sown previously. And it's important to think that whatever we sow today will predict what our future is. So although we're living in the now, it's important to look at the seeds that we're sowing now, to enable us to have a good future. One of my goals was to get sober, and I'm not going to say I've done that. I am doing that. I'm working it every day. And that's what I need to keep on doing. And when my mind starts to escalate for the future of what's going to happen with the bad stuff usually, then you can start. If you imagine standing at the top of a snow-covered mountain and you just imagine a tiny little pebble and you roll that pebble down a snow-covered mountain, by the time you get to the bottom, it's a giant snowball. And that's what happens with our mind as well. We just let it run away with us. And, it's an old saying that don't make a mountain out of a molehill, because we blow things up in our mind. So that it's important to catch ourselves doing that and come back to the now, but it's important to sow the right seeds for now, and by doing the good stuff now is what can make our future. But goals are important. They're important because they give us hope. They give us hope to move forward. They give us something to aim for. If we just completely lived in the now, I don't know that I'd have motivation. So I think goals, they really do count. There's something really important. It's something we really need to have. So how do we go about setting goals? I guess one of the best ways is to use perhaps the miracle question. And it's something we use in brief solution focused therapy. It's to look at as if you were to go to bed tonight and you were to wake up tomorrow, like overnight while you slept, a magic wand was waved, and you're going to wake up to the best day ever. And to go through each of those steps of what would you do that day? Where would you be waking up? How would you be waking up? At what time? What would you do when you woke up? Would you be getting up and making a cup of tea? Would someone be bringing you a cup of tea? Would you just be laying in bed and reading a book? What is it? This is the best day. So taking away everything that you've got now, the best day possible. And just work through those steps day by day. When you got up, what would you do? Would you go out? Who would you see? Who would you be with? And just do that right the way through to bedtime. And then you score that as a 10. That is your 10. That's what you need to aim. That's the best day ever. That's what we need to work towards. And then looking at a scale of 1 to 10. So if you look at 1 as your worst day ever, really depressed, not doing anything, in a real funk, and then grade yourself on where you are today. So where are you today? What are you? You could be at 1. You could be at 3, you could be at a 5, but just look at where you are on that scale of things right now, in this moment, today. And then what's important is to look at how you got there. So if we can look at 1 being our worst day, and we're not at 1, then, and we're at 3, how did we get to 3? What is it that we did to get us there? Not other people, but us. And where is it you'd like to be next? So if you're at a 3, you might say, well, I want to be at a 4. And when would you like to be at a 4 by? Be a week, 2 weeks. And how would you know when you're at a 4? What would you be doing differently? What would tell you you're at a 4? It could be something to do with your mood. It could be something that you've achieved. It could be something that makes you feel different. And what is it that you need to do to get from a 3 to a 4? So there are little ways of getting goals, especially if we're in a real funk, if we're really depressed and really down. And even if you're at 1, you can say, well, what is it that's keeping you at 1? What's keeping you alive? What is it that you are doing that keeps you still here on this earth and moving forwards? So that's one way of setting little goals, like that can come from the here and now. That's those seeds of karma that I was talking about. What is it that you can do? What can you plant? What can you move forwards? And we can have bigger goals as well, can't we? And there are bigger goals for us to strive towards. If some of us might have the goal of winning a lottery. Well, what can you do about that? Buy a ticket. Might be helpful to meet the lottery people halfway. But you see what I'm saying? It's about what can you do. Yeah, this is your goal. But it's about setting goals. And if you're talking business, talk about SMART goals, don't they? That they're measurable. And it does help to set a date and a time. What is it that I'm going to do? And when am I going to do it by in order to get that? Sometimes it's nice just to have goals that are just there, like carrots, dangling in front of us. But don't let them get you frustrated if you're not achieving them. Because it could just be that, one day I would like to. And that could be a nice dream, and that could be a nice goal that we work towards. But there may come a time when we have to make it a little bit more specific of like what we're going to do to get there, when we're going to do it by. If it's going to Thailand, well, book it. Could be for 5 years' time, but book it, get it booked, and then start saving, make a plan. Or it could be really small goals. Sometimes my goals some days are getting out of bed and getting in the shower and doing my physiotherapy exercises, eating healthily, resting when I need to rest, taking my pain medication when I need to take it. That can be a goal. Goals don't have to be big. A goal could be a baseline exercise of just a little walk, which I haven't done for days. Just, have your baseline of just, it could be 100 yards, which is what mine is. Just walk that each day. If you can do more, then do a bit more. Some people's goal might be getting out of the house. But it's a big chore, if you've got a lot of anxiety and you don't want to go out the house and you're scared and your mind's going, playing games with you, telling you how scary it's going to be, and then get panic attacks and we get anxiety. But it's about what can you bring to that. We can't just get up and step out the door, as easy as it may sound. That's not what happens when we're depressed or anxious. We have to take steps of what we're going to do. Might start with, well, let's learn to control my breathing. Let's learn to understand anxiety. Let's learn to understand how to control my panic. Let's learn how to control my altered thinking. They could be your goals that you break down into small goals. Because if we set ourselves big goals, we set ourselves up to fail. So we can have goals that are really motivational. We can have goals that are really fun. We can have goals that are really practical. And we have goals that just get us through day by day. And it doesn't matter what your goals are. As long as they're there to help you. Don't set yourself up to fail. Break your goals down. Because if you give yourself too big a goal and you're not getting towards it, you're just going to add frustration and possible relapse to the mix. My goal yesterday was, I got up yesterday and my goal was to actually do what I wanted rather than what my mind told me I should be doing. My mind was telling me I should be doing this podcast, I should be writing my book, I should be in the ladies groups, I should be on I Am Sabre, I should be doing my YouTube channel, I should be doing Instagram. That's what my mind was telling me. What I wanted to do was get off my pain relief medication because it was making me zonked out. I wanted to just be on paracetamol because I've hurt my back. I wanted to just be on paracetamol and meditation, and that's how I wanted to manage my pain. I also wanted to sit with my feet up, but potter and pace, because I know it's important to keep moving, keep mobile, keep active. And I wanted to binge watch Shakespeare and Hathaway. And that's what I did. And it was so refreshing. That was my goal. It was a simple one. But hey, it was actually bloody huge. And it's really helped me to reset. So just think about what goals you can have, little ones. There's lots of other stuff and podcasts on here on anxiety, on depression, on sleep hygiene, on motivation, how to motivate ourselves, motivational planning, maintenance plans. If you want more information, go and listen to some of those on YouTube or sobertownpodcast.com. And I'll speak to you again next week. That's my goal. If I don't achieve it, then it's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up, but I would take little paces to see how I can manage that. Take care for now. Not another drop, no matter what. And I'll catch you again real soon.